16 was pretty good. 2017, just higher expectations. Just had to reprioritize and kind of take a step back and see the places where I can get better, and just take it from there. So just taking it one day at a time and just trying to keep my head on straight. That's about it. But it was a long year, man. Fuck.
Kyrie, Scott Sargent, WFNY. With the news of Mo, how much more is going to have to be on your shoulders going forward this season? I mean, I know LeBron and Kay and guys are behind you, but without having that safety net of Mo being there, how much more do you feel is going to be, on you, especially early on this season?
Well, I think this will be a different preseason for me coming in. I have plans as well as me talking to T. Lou as well as our medical staff of the amount of games and the amount of pounding I'm doing in training camp. So for me, it'll be just leading with my voice as well as showing up early, of course. But we have to just develop Jordan McRae and Kay Felder as much as possible, until we can find a solution for kind of giving me minutes on the side. But that's what this summer has been about, is just about developing our young guys and coming in ready to play. But for me personally, it'll be the same, just starting off the season the right way and just leading the charge.
As a bit of a follow-up, you and Jordan, I mean, you saw the videos on Snapchat and everything, you, Jordan, and Shump, spending a lot of time together. What have you seen in Jordan over the last, say, 12 months or so that leads you to believe he can be that player?
Well, he's put on 9 and 10 pounds of just being in the gym every single day and working with our strength and conditioning coach, Derek Millender. So he's been here just really dedicating himself not only to the weight room but to the gym. He proved it in Summer League. And for me, I think this is a very important camp for him. We've talked about it, as well as Shump, but as well as everyone. It's just more or less a collective effort. But Honus on the 1 and 2 spot right now is very important for our team, and it has to happen very quickly going into the season. So I know they're looking forward to the challenge as well as I'm. But it's just got to take every day of training camp the right way, and just execute what the game plan is in training camp by T. Lou. I know he has an incredible game plan for us. I know we're going to be running our asses off, but I'm looking forward to it.
Kyrie, Tony Zarella, Cleveland 19, right here in the middle. How you doing? LeBron had some very strong things to say. Of course, he was asked about the Kaepernick situation, the anthem protest, but more importantly, the issues behind those. Do you feel that as well, being a parent and seeing what's taken place in this country?
Yeah. To not be able to have a voice or say anything about it, but kind of do not only my community a disservice, but myself and my family and what we represent. I was raised by a single parent, understanding that, nothing is given to you in this world and you have to go take it. The value of hard work, understanding that respect goes a long way no matter the person. I think that's kind of being swept under the rug a little bit within our society, is just the respect that we have for us as humans, the human-to-human relationship of being great people, not holding any grudges or letting anything go or having preconceived judgments about anyone. It's plaguing us right now. A lot of mistakes, a lot of, you can call them accidents as well, but just decisions that can happen so quick that can change a person's life in a matter of a moment. And we just have to take a step back, as not only as a black community, but it's just as a society, that we have to be better. We have to call upon not only athletes. I think it's personally unfair to really put all the pressure on us athletes to say something in order to change the world. I believe that I have a voice. I believe that I have enough knowledge to speak on almost anything except for everything in politics. But, I mean, everything that's going on in our society, I feel like I have a voice because I'm growing up in it. I have a father that, grew up in it as well. It got translated down, and now I also want to strive for the world to be a better place for my daughter, where she doesn't have to grow up and necessarily ask me these questions that only have to do with race. So obviously there is some racism that still exists in society, but I don't hold that against anyone when I first meet them at all, and I never will, because that's not the way I was raised. But to be able to speak on something that really matters is what I'm here for, and definitely joining a collective group of people that have a voice as well, that feel very strongly on this.
David Glazier from the News Herald and Morning Journal. Do many days go by without someone?
My bad. I'm sorry.
without someone mentioning the shot to you. And I guess the one dovetails into the other. Has making that shot, winning the title, changed your expectations both for yourself and for this team in the short run?
For me, after the shot, I kind of, which is crazy to think that it has its own title now, which is the shot. You have the block and the stop. So all three of those things, it was always a progression of the block and the shot, then the stop. So I like to keep it in that three order rather than kind of putting myself first in that, because without those three plays happening, I wouldn't be sitting here as an NBA champion, which I'm truly thankful for. So life has changed for sure, but the thing that resonates with me most is just having that validation on the biggest stage of playing in the finals. Played pretty crappy the first two games. Everyone's kind of make their decision on who I should be as a player, what I should be doing out there. And, all these so-called experts were saying all this, and everyone that was internal was just telling me, looking me eye to eye and telling me just to be myself. There was nothing else to be. There was no one else you need to be. You don't need to try to be a 10 assist, 11 assist guy in the finals. I mean, it was all that. And once I kind of just accepted the noise and accepted the moment, then everything was fine from there. And that's the biggest thing for me is after that, I was waiting for more questions. I was waiting for more questions about what about you shooting on this possession, or what about you doing this, and what do you think about? And I was done. I was so defensive that I didn't even celebrate right after we won. I just hugged my dad and hugged my sister, and my dad's looking at me like, "What's wrong?" I'm telling him, I said, I'm waiting for someone to come up to me and say something about what happened during the game. So I'm glad I still have that edge, and I still have it today, and I will carrying on to the season. So that rage that I talked about last year, the inner desire to win, and being a winner is something I strive to be with all my great teammates.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Kyrie, beyond that, you did say the other day that you felt like you got that validation that you were searching for. So beyond the things that you just mentioned
in
right
one
there,
way or not, because
okay,
it's still there. I mean, hopefully I still have a higher ceiling to go. So, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
So the question is, what's next for you? What are you going to use to push you? Or is it still going to be the same stuff that you were talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I said it before. I just had to refocus and reprioritize. That's all. I mean, I say it so truthfully. I did not expect this to happen this quick. Thinking dating back last year to the finals, we'd make it there, but the magnitude and the platform was a little bit different. And then this year, we have everyone healthy throughout the whole entire playoffs. A few nicks and bruises, but it was a different situation. So whether it played out win or lose, there was definitely going to be a time where I had to step back, and that's what happened this past summer. Of kind of enjoying my off season for 2 weeks and gearing back up, and then going to the Olympics and doing that, and then coming back and kind of resting for another 2-3 weeks. So you just got to take a step back emotionally and physically and just realize what just took place. I think rewatching the games, talking to my teammates, sending them a few Snapchats of me watching the games and the chills that I got. Man, my stomach dropping, knowing that the basket is going to go in, but knowing exactly how I felt emotionally during the game. So it was a toss-up. I know they were running it on NBA TV consistently. Game 1 through 7. So I watched all those, and as you can see, it still gets me excited thinking about it, man. It was just such a huge moment for not only Cleveland, but our team, our families, our friends, a lot of guys, such as RJ. I give him, some shit up here, but he hadn't been back to the finals since he was in New Jersey, his first and second year. You think about that. You think about Dante Jones going to the Western Conference Finals. You think about Bron. You think about all the guys that we have on this team. We've all had some sort of bump in the road that has stopped us from getting our goal. And we were all brought together for a reason.